My observation is I don't think we respect the craft enough. And why I say I don't think we respect the craft enough. When we talk about enforcement, when we talk about various different things, when it comes to Junkanoo, we let everything slide. And why I say that is I don't think we have enough respect for it is because when I look at other groupings in our country, I look at the respect that people have for them. And I will namely call off just a few. When we look at Kiwanis, when we look at Rotary, when we look at the lodges, people know how to adorn themselves. They know how to show up on time. They know how to govern themselves with decorum in their ceremonies and their meetings. And when they're executing something, it's done in a particular way because they respect those fraternities that, quote unquote, they are a part of. However, when it comes to our craft, our Junkanoo, people give the excuse of, oh, how you expect me to be creative if I can't use this? Oh, it's just Junkanoo. Oh, it's just this. There's a lack of respect for it. And because we don't respect that craft on that high pedestal that we have other things, we don't study this craft. We don't make sure that we develop it or nurture it or put things in place so we can pass it on to other people. We talk about groups where we see people are not pasting. Why groups have not put mechanisms in place? Because they don't respect it. But in other fraternities, they have grooming processes, they have mentorships, they have tutorials, they have leadership and waiting, all of these things, workshops, so you know how to govern yourself. And that's why I say I don't think we respect this craft.
For something we claim to love so much and are so deeply vested in and have invested in, why do you think that is?
I think it is inherently in our, going to speak about it, a societal thing, whereas because it's homegrown, it didn't come to us from across the waters. It was not validated by somebody else. This is ours. So we have to validate it. That's why we're struggling for people to recognize it on such a mantle because we don't respect it. People will look at Bahamian products a second nature because they don't value
A
them
second class.
a second class because they themselves don't value themselves as top notch. And so it's an inherent problem, I think, that you have to have that awakening that I am just as good and in some instances better than some of the things that surround me.